Hello, my name is David Gu and I am an accredited specialist in immigration law. Now, how do you prepare your application to ensure you have the highest prospects of success? You need to first and clearly understand what is the reason that led to your visa refusal. Obtain a copy of the department file from the tribunal at the earliest stage. Go through it. Understand what is the particular criteria that you have been refused on and decide whether your materials provided to the department was sufficient and what more you need to provide in order to meet that requirement. What evidence do you need to provide more to help you to convince the tribunal to agree with you that you meet the requirements? Even though the tribunal process could be a very long time, could be a year, 2 years, or even longer, unfortunately, at the present stage, it is important that you start from the beginning. There are many criteria in a visa subclass. When you're refused a visa, they only refuse it on one criteria, and the tribunal will only focus on that one criteria. So it's not helpful to provide materials that's not related to this particular criteria, because you're only going to confuse the tribunal, you're only going to make your case more messier. So it's very important to know what exactly the problem is and identify material evidence that clearly support that criteria. And it's very important that you have this evidence arranged in a chronological order, in a very clear order, that you can present to the tribunal your version of the story. Try not to just present them hundreds of pieces of paper without telling them what these are for. You want to paint a map from the beginning to the end so the tribunal can follow it, where you want them to go, whether to take the left turn here or the right turn to reach where you want them to reach. It's bad strategy to let them decide where you want them to go. You need to recognize the weaknesses of your case, how you're going to decide early on how you're going to overcome it, because it's not going to help you if the tribunal pointed out you got the weaknesses and then it might be too late. So a lot has been said in this video. I think the most important is prepare early, obtain a copy of the department file relating to your application or visa cancellation. Look at it, work out what is the issue. There might be cases that the department just purely got it wrong. Generally, that's in a small proportion. There may be your initial preparation was slightly deficient. So you need to identify what more evidence you can provide. What then happened in your life, in your study, in your relationship, in your work. During the time you're waiting for the tribunal to process your application, there might be a lot of useful, new, updated information that will help your case. So you need to identify at the very early stage what those documents may be, so that you can utilize the time while you're waiting for the process to happen to collect these evidence and be ready to provide to the tribunal that will help your case.